In the late 18th century, deep in the heart of the Pacific, Hawaii was divided into 4 kingdoms: Maui, Oahu, Kauai, and Hawaii. These kingdoms were separated by water, but also by cunning chiefs and powerful gods, trapped in an endless cycle of war. However, an ancient prophecy spoke of a star with a feathered cape, signaling the rise of a great king who would unite the islands and bring an end to the bloodshed. Kaiana, originally from Maui, is seen as an outcast. He turned away from King Kahekili because of the king's thirst for war. Despite this, Kahekili calls him to attend a war council. In the kingdom of Maui, Kaiana is challenged to fight one of the fiercest warriors, Niu. He learns during the battle that he was always destined to be the golden child, to lead them into war and glory. Kahekili reveals that a seer has foreseen their people being enslaved under Oahu's rule. Their army is twice the size of Maui's, and the high priest of Oahu has allegedly poisoned the young king's mind into declaring war. Kaiana is firm in his decision not to participate in the conflict. But the next day, Kahekili takes him deep into the forest and shows him the desecrated remains of his father. He hopes this will stir Kaiana and his brothers to fight alongside him. Though Kaiana isn't ready to take on that responsibility, the gods and seers have already spoken. He devises a plan. A small group of soldiers will attack the eastern stronghold and take down the temple, where the high priest is believed to be, while the rest act as a diversion. They fight ruthlessly, only to discover that their enemies are nothing more than farmers, defending themselves. They're not prepared for war, nor were they ever a threat. When they finally find the young king of Oahu, the boy pleads with Kaiana, saying he always looked up to him, but his words fall on deaf ears. It's then Kaiana realizes the truth. Kahekili had been manipulating him all along. There was never a high priest. The king just needed a reason to go to war and to get Kaiana on his side. In episode 2, we meet Kaahumanu, a curious young woman who wonders what lies beyond the shores of Hawaii. When she returns home, she finds her father has arrived with grim news, the massacre on Oahu. He believes the safest option is to marry her off to a war chief in Hawaii for protection. But Kaahumanu refuses to be forced into marriage. That same night, the prophetess Taula appears to her and speaks of a path to freedom, but she must wait for a guardian to arrive. Back on Oahu, Kahekili sends out troops to retrieve Kaiana, dead or alive. Kaiana does his best to escape, but he's outnumbered and eventually caught, sustaining serious injuries. By chance, he stumbles into the very cave where Kaahumanu is hiding. The two find common ground in their shared resentment toward Kahekili. Kaahumanu urges Kaiana to flee with his family and seek refuge in the kingdom of Hawaii, where she is headed. On their journey, they become separated after an encounter with British troops. Kaiana is forced to jump off a cliff and ends up in the hull of an English ship, sailing away from the islands he once called home.